Hello, hello, hey, hey, this is okay, and we're back for part two. Gonna be coloring the second part of this comic page today. I'm gonna go ahead and knock out the words. Let's go ahead and put all these in a group. Did I push a button? I felt like I pushed a button. There we go. Now we can keep the bubbles, but knock those words out so we don't get distracted. Okay, so for part two, we need to finish shading all the figures, and kind of said that with the accent, figures. We need to finish shading all the figures, and we need to do the backgrounds. I started working on backgrounds today, and I feel like I'm not moving fast enough, which is almost always the case. I gotta speed my work up a little bit. So I don't know how long this video will be today, but I'll probably get through all the shading, and then we'll try to do like 2 backgrounds, and then that'll be it for today. This is coming out Sunday, so it's coming out soon. The pre-order is already available if you want to do that, but the final version, the finished version, is coming along Sunday. And the main question I have is how much of the typo wish I'm going to be able to get done. If I get to do any kind of concept art, I'd like to include concept art, or at least, you know, like the first page in maybe just a preview page in Tales from the Crypt Keeper 18. But I'm definitely not going to be able to do another story. Like, it would always be great to include more and more stories, but time is just not allowed. I've been dealing with some stuff with my kidney, so trying to recover from all that stuff and get back on my feet. All right, so now let's go ahead and pull up a past page, and I'm kind of thinking I might have to think about which stuff I've got on here. This one's I might have to, I feel like I need to black out my screen for a second, because hold on, you know what, we'll just kind of make it up, because I'm sure we can't do no wrong. So let's get a little bit brighter. That's dull. We don't want to be dull. All right, so we just thinking this is where she gets like zapped. He or she gets zapped. I don't know what pronoun we would use, but yes, she's getting zapped by a spell. So we're gonna try to keep it relatively simple. I think I'll do like a slight shading so it feels a little bit three-dimensional. Let's get, I kind of want a little bit of texture. I'm thinking maybe like a light. I think subliminally for the, I forgot what the word is. Kind of hot, and when you're hot, it's hard to think straight. When I put these earphones on, like my body temperature rises like 10 degrees. Not really. That would put me in the hospital probably. But yeah, so I'm trying to remember subliminal messaging, that kind of thing. I think whiter coloring is probably the right color for subliminal messaging in this. I just feel like, the idea of like a pure the pure form, or something that feels very innocent and pure, is what we're going for here. Maybe we should just go ahead and color all the panels with the dress right now. You know, if you ever watch stuff like cinematography, the art of cinematography, I think that's sort of what I'm going for here, where we try to think about how colors are going to affect our viewing of it. Okay, so next, let's do this part. I'm gonna move on with past this dress pretty quick. Want these puffy things to feel puffy. Shoulder pads? They're not shoulder pads. What are they? Alright, so now let's get back to that white. I'm going to do a slow build up of white here, so we get a very gradual gradient. And I kind of want this to feel like it's a plane. So we're going to do a gradient on it, so it kind of recedes back into the back. Okay, so almost done. I don't know what I deselected there. Alright, so let's get our brush back. Do a very small shading job for a small person. Okay, maybe we do her dress back here like in complete shadow, because I'd like to do a really strong light source. All right, next is our last. You know, there wouldn't really be any cleavage, so let's just completely erase that. I think that's what, when I was talking about like subliminal things to think about, I think that we want to completely erase any cleavage. Okay, so we want innocence. We want to feel like their adulthood has been taken away. Okay. Kind of feels weird. Let's play around with that, trying to keep it from feeling weird. Make it feel right. All right. So let's get some white in there now. All right, the other thing we haven't drawn here is, you know, I probably shouldn't have deselected. I haven't drawn the light white on her. So now it's very strong. Almost reflective, like a reflective glare. And I should probably do that on this panel too. And I was thinking we should probably do, like, you know, when you're like in shock, the color kind of drains from your face. So we should probably lighten the face up quite a bit. Might look like he's been given makeup or something, put makeup on. But just have like the color run out of his cheeks. Like, oh my gosh. I think to finish up, we'll do a little bit of red. Rosy red cheeks. Let's do some rosy lips. Definitely reminds me of cartoons, which cartoons don't exist anymore, right? Are there even cartoons anymore? Do a little bit of highlight, not much. And now we can do like a slight bit of red, or pink, I guess I should say. Let's do a very small airbrush. I'm actually doing this on the actual layer instead of the multiply layer. I think multiply is going to work better for us. Yeah, that looks like a little bit of like makeup, so that might add to the humor of it. Let's do a little bit of red up here. Yeah, I think that emphasizes the transformation quite nicely. There we go. Maybe a little strong when I zoom out. Maybe we kind of redden the other skin a little bit. It's gonna look more natural. Kind of going around the edges of the shading, help blend everything together. Yeah, alright, so that's good. Now we'll go to the color and kind of clean up this edge right here. I don't like how that edge is getting really pixely. Just tends to happen. Happens as you go along. Let's go with a little bit of a fix right here. I might do just a slight kind of almost shading of the same color, so the color continues. Give a few less blurred hair streaks. Kind of helps the hair feel more fine and more like hair. That was bad because it just went too straight. Broke the illusion we're trying to create here. Okay, there we go. Now we've got a light source. I've got like a little deer graphic that I made that I'll put on her. I think it's a deer. I don't really know what kind of animal it is. I just kind of made something with ears and eyes and a nose. So there we go. That's her. Now we got to do the background. Let's go ahead and do that because backgrounds can be fun. I'm going to go ahead and color the green in because it looks like I missed a few spots. Okay, let's see if we, yeah, still missed them. It's very hard to see the white spots. Let's zoom in there. Now we're not gonna miss them. Go ahead and clean up a few of those. Okay, so let's get the ink back on. Now we should be able to do this. I'm gonna do this. Well, what's the line? We're going in full throttle. Is that what they say? Okay, so next we need, the color of the carpet is kind of like just this like off-white, and something that's kind of occurred to me recently, like within the past couple of months, is how important being able to identify different off-whites is for an artist, because off-white is used so much. And it's funny because it's like when you go to pick out like a paint color or some kind of color for something in your house, and there's like, okay, do we want egg white or pearl white, or and just like there's 1,000 different whites to choose from. And it's like, well, actually, whenever you're drawing a comic, and you're having whites, it's very important, because very subtle differences in white are very useful. It's like you could probably do a whole color theory class on whites or off whites. I guess that's accurate. Okay, so now let's do like a orangey cream color. And I think we'll just start with there, and I'd like to create, we're gonna want to make it dark, because I want to make like she's getting zapped. It's almost gonna be like a ray gun zapping her. So I want like wild kind of energy and twinkles around her. So I might just go ahead and do those on their own layer. And yeah, so let's find a good brush to use that's going to give us some variation. I'm thinking something like rock small will give us some interesting And I think I have a lightning kind of brush too. Electric. Let's do that. I'm going to have to sort of follow along with the action lines. And this is on its own layer, remember that, so that's going to help us out a lot later on. So I might do some like speckles out here, if you hear some pattering. I'm assaulting my screen. I'm going to color that in a little bit more, because that's not looking right. Probably shouldn't do that anymore. Not liking the look of that. Let's do some super lines, like really long lines. The other thing I was thinking about, like having her like almost shrink down, or it looks like she shrinks down a little bit. Her size diminishes a little. Almost like she goes from, like 3 feet to 2 feet. Okay, so do some squiggles. Okay. This reminds me of the video I was watching the other night where they blasted the moon with like orbiters. They like launched orbiters into the moon just to blow it up. See what to kind of capture what explodes off the moon when you hit it. Like, that would be a fun project to work on. I want to shoot the moon with a rocket. Okay, so there we go. Now we could probably do our own layer with like twinkles. I'm gonna do very off-white. I've got my own brush for twinkles. We'll do scattering, I guess. Those are big twinkles. Now we'll go small. Let's sort of do some twinkles along. That's a little too big. There we go. Could do a single twinkle. Sounds funny. Single twinkle. Okay, so there we go. Now we'll do like the background. I'm gonna do the background. Let's kind of name our layers so we don't get confused later. Twinkle, energy lines. Now something like purpley blue, violet. What kind of dark background I want it to be? I wonder if it should be like green instead. Let's try green first. Okay, I messed up just now. Should not do that. Nope. So we're gonna get the background selected, and now I wonder if I should just do like a dark pink, like the room is getting filled with pink. I'm definitely going to blur the line back there eventually. Right now we're just going for color, light and dark contrast. And we're going to get some smoky color in here. He just got pinkified. Yeah, that looks like good. That looks like good. Yes, this looks like good. I speak caveman. Okay, so I'm thinking I'll just go back to the colors. I want some kind of like explosion looking coloring shading. Dynamic. So I probably need to do, I can't get too dark or else the text is going to get lost. Might try a little bit of a slide towards purple. Oh, you know what? This layer is too strong. Nothing's coming through. I like it because it makes me feel like I'm ready to say a sound effect. That's a good sign, I think. So I'm thinking I might diminish some of these extra lines, kind of fade them out a little bit. Kind of just eyeing them where they feel like they should disperse a little bit more. Kind of help it look less contrived. I might do that to the twinkles as well. We could try changing the type of layer type, or I don't know what you call that. Overlay, hard lights to white. I'm thinking about maybe overlay. And let's kind of decrease from 100 to, let's do like 90, 93 would be, well, I think 97 is good. Okay, so the only thing that remains is there's a lot of, oh shoot. Yeah, I kind of messed that up, didn't I? Because now maybe I can just blur this and it won't really look, because I wanted the floor line to sort of come through, sort of like you can kind of tell he's still standing. You can see a little bit of the surroundings, but also not really focused on just showing the surroundings. This is his big moment. And then we could change, like, we could change this to give it a gradient to help it kind of pop out a little bit more. Let's try a very tiny stroke. Actually, 2 is probably good, better. Let's go slightly pink. Mostly white. See, it used to like blend in completely to the, with that stroke. Now we have to kind of separate it from the box line. We probably should have done that anyway. Okay. Okay. Let's put those clouds back in. Is it too intense? I kind of think maybe we should do like a little bit of a, maybe erase around. It's the last thing I'm going to try, I promise. Let's try erasing a little bit around him. I'm going to just try this and see if it looks right. It's kind of like the background is popping through. Let's see if that's better or worse. I like it better. I'm going to keep that. Because it's like suddenly he's, we're incorporating the background a little bit more. Okay. Next, let's go with this background. I know it's more of a normal background. So we draw the carpet. We'll try to keep it very similar to what's over here. I'm just going to rough it in real quick. I think it's a little more yellow in the background for the wall. So let's go with like a yellow there. And I also had like a white baseboard. The problem I'm seeing is it kind of creates this line that goes straight into her. So I'm wondering if we should go like up, like right here to here. I'm getting vertigo. Let's hide the edges. Okay. Let's see. Do we like leaning up or leaning down? I think leaning up is going to lead into the next panel correctly. So we'll go with that. We'll do a little bit of the couch, kind of just barely sticking out over here. That doesn't look, it looks like it wouldn't be possible. I think we need to do no couch, or just a little bit right here. I feel like we either come all the way out with the couch. Yeah, I do think we should incorporate the couch. And it needs to be pretty far out. A second ago, it was like, I don't think that was even possible the way we had it. Okay, so there we have the background with the couch. I'm not really sure if we do anything in the wall, it might be too distracting, so we might just try to create a gradient back here. What we do here is we'll just select the back wall only. We'll go with a little bit of a color change to help make it feel interesting. We'll get a smoke detail to get a little bit of texture. Actually, let's help kind of emphasize this interesting sort of create a glow around her, kind of. We'll go a little more yellow. Now that white, that kind of grayish white, looks very gray now. So let's do a little less off-white, a little brighter off-white. And we'll just lighten it up a little bit. It's going to help carry the eye into the next panel. That's what I'm going for. And it looks like we have quite a few little pixels that didn't get colored. I wonder what that is. What's that all about? Okay. So let's do, I don't know what else to call it besides cream. Creamy off-white. We want to do a shadow to help her feel part of the environment. I'm going to sort of gradiate the whole carpet, the whole carpeting, the whole floor. The floor is lava. The floor is gradient. Okay, so now let's do, the shadow has gotten darker. Let's get a little more red. I want to give the couch a little lift the couch off the ground a little bit. I can do it with just my fingers. Okay. That's what she said. All right, so we're coming on with some shading for the shadow. I'm kind of thinking we should try getting a little bit of an interest. It's just not feeling quite professional, I guess. Give it a little more texture. Maybe that's gonna help. Maybe I should do some highlights. A little bit of highlight texture would help. Oh, you know, for some subliminal messaging, I bet adding a bigger shadow for her is going to help make her feel more insignificant, smaller. So let's do a heavier, deeper shadow for the adult. And we give the little girl less shadow. She feels like she barely exists. She's about to get spelled out of existence. Alright, let's correct some coloring here. I don't know why the line work got so off. Maybe I was using a 4 instead of a 6. Alright, hand fixing all this. It's the only way. Some things you just gotta do. There's no workaround. Okay. Fixing this. Oh, you know what? She should have like socks on. Did I fix that? I did. I didn't fix it on this panel. I wonder if I could do like, let's just do it. I was like, I wonder if we could keep that shading, but I don't think it's worth the effort. I could do a layer like overlay or color, something like that. Not worth the trouble. Okay, so let's put that in off-white. Off-white, like a warm off-white. We might want to do something like a more common color for this type of object here. Let's do it a little bit more of like an airbrush, not a pen. I'm wondering if it should be like a purpley or pink. That might help add to the humiliation of the character. And that, I think that's the only panel we ever see where like lifting up to see what's beneath the dress. So that might be a good opportunity to kind of show like, oh, there's some kind of like design under there. We'll do like a purpley, something. Okay, so probably could have planned that out a little bit better. Okay, so let's add a little bit of what I was saying earlier, where the color drains out of your face and you feel like you've seen a ghost. Switch to a little bit of pink. Kind of emphasize like rosy cheeks a little bit, and also make it feel less like a ghost. Add some like actual color to the face. Kind of feels like makeup too. Who knows, maybe she put makeup on him because the other character is wearing makeup. She likes decorating her face with the colored hair and the strong eyeshadow color. Okay, so let's do that bright. Oh, I was thinking maybe we do a strong red here. So let's get the multiply layer out. And this is a little too pink. This is where we're trying to do an embarrassed emotion. So like dark red might be the best option for this. Let's do a little bit of erasing so we get a little bit better of a gradient. Okay, so now I think he's embarrassed. Shocked, embarrassed. Next, I guess I gotta do his lips, her lips. Oh, I'm still on the multiply layer. That's a little too pink. I think that's a great color for the lips. Sometimes it takes a few tries, but got it on the first try. Yeah. Now we'll kind of add a little bit of a highlight. I'm wondering if I should do a little bit of a reddish pink around the eyes. Guess that I hadn't selected it completely. Okay, what's next? What's next? We got some lines to clean up right there. Everything looks much better now. The inking is a little, I missed that right there. I'm feeling like cleaning that up right now. Okay. Alright, so I guess we need another like super pop panel, and I'm thinking of just doing like, maybe we echo this pink panel over here. So let's do we'll do a little more purple. Just to give it a little bit of variety. We're going to start dark and work our way towards light. So try this. Okay, I'm going to go with one really strong one. Now, fire, fire. All right, so let's do a little bit of pink down here. That's not good. Okay, let's come back with white. Okay, there we go. I'm looking at it. I'm thinking. Kind of feeling like maybe we should have some carpet showing through in the background. Let's see about that. Yeah, I don't know. Helps keep it feeling like, yes, we are in the same. We're not jumping in and out of reality. So maybe we'll keep that. Okay. So I didn't finish up the couch. So, but I want to color match the couch to the previous pages. So I'm going to hold off on finishing the couch. We will come down here and get going on this one. And I actually have the background kind of penciled out on some kind of pencil layer. Maybe over here. So maybe we haven't even finished her. So let's finish her. Finish her, as they say in Mortal Kombat. We'll finish her, and then I might call it quits because I want to make sure I get the colors right. And it's probably too dangerous to open up previous pages on here. So we're going to go with this. We're going to go slightly more blue. I feel like this has been quite a long live stream, though. It might be nearing an hour. My dog is getting some pets in. One-handed. I can do this. I can do this all day. Okay, so let's do this kind of darker. Let's use a soft round to sort of add some curve to this dimension. I guess I've gotten my algorithm to submit some outer space videos recently. I was learning about the moon last night. I didn't know so much water was on the moon. It was an interesting video to learn about how much water is on the moon. And until fairly recently, everyone was like, no, there's no water on the moon. That's probably just, it just got contaminated, like the sample got contaminated. I can't remember how recently they figured out, like, no, there really is water. That's not contamination, that's water. I started watching a video today about some kind of interstellar object that's flown through our galaxy that is kind of defying what we would expect to happen. It's doing the opposite. It flew between Mercury and the sun, and it was not slowed down by the sun's gravity. It actually sped up. Okay, so let's move in with the soft round tool. And I was talking in part 1 of this coloring, like the live stream, about how trying to find ways to boost your mental health is becoming something that everyone kind of needs to find. Gotta find ways to help stay sane and help to keep yourself feel good and like you want to live. So that's becoming more and more important as the years go on, because it feels like there's more and more of the opposite of that, but constantly invading your headspace, or I should say your phone space, because we're all connected to our phones. We are. No way around it. Feels like a long time now ago when that news story came out, where was it Elon Musk or Tesla or somebody gave that African tribe or some kind of tribe in the deep jungle, maybe the Amazon, yeah. They gave an Amazon tribe that had no contact with the outside world cell phones, and everybody got like addicted to porn, and like everybody stopped doing stuff and was like falling victim to scams, and it's like that's what our world is now. So yeah, we gotta think about ways to stay sane, to stay happy, and not to get so depressed by what social media throws at us. I forgot what I was saying through all that. Okay, so that's definitely, I was kind of wondering about doing little pokes through here. Maybe I'll do this, and then we'll do like almost like a stain from water, you know? Well, that definitely made it pop. Okay, so let's just add a little bit more white here, because I think this is really helping add to the curve. Was I talking about outer space? Outer space is another good way to think about the universe and as a whole. Generally, it's not too depressing. Feels kind of fun sometimes to think about how big the universe is, how none of this matters, and how small we are. All right, let's do her pants. Pants. So we'll go with like let's go a little bit more purpley blue. She's laughing it up. Having a good time, laughing it up. Not for long. Things get messy in this comic. This is like maybe the second page of the... How many pages is this? I think we've got like maybe a total of 11 pages in this story. You want to do like a belly shadow? Like her belly's so big it's creating a shadow. That's funny. I laugh, but like I want you to know if this is you, if you have a belly, you're beautiful. The idea is to be healthy and to try to be healthy mentally and physically. But, you know, it's also to not kill yourself and not, you know, there's a very good balance between healthy and unhealthy. And when I say mental health, I'm telling you not to worry about it too much too. You can worry about something too much and suddenly it's like, well, yeah, you're physically healthier, but are you mentally healthier? Do you have do you feel good about life? Feel good about yourself? Okay, let's do a little bit of a outside shadow. I'm getting like what's that movie, Homeward Bound vibes. Shadow, no. Wanted to have on like some kind of like athletic pants, stretchy pants. Stretchy. So we'll kind of make it reflective or glossy. A glossy curve like that also helps kind of give it, helps map out the terrain, I guess you would say. It's like a topographical map on your legs. Guess that's a fun way of thinking about it. Your body is a wonderland. It's a topographic map of your wonderland. It sounds really dirty. That's a little too strong. There we go. Wow, she's looking packed in those pants. Oh, now we gotta like turn it up to 11. Dial it up. Dial it up, buddy. Okay, here we go. We'll start with this. We'll get a nice like basic mapping of darks and lights. Kind of thinking we go like, no, let's do the whole thing. Let's go dark over here. Maybe we do dark leg down here. No. Oh yeah, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be awesome. This will be a fun panel. I feel like this will be a good panel to kind of... I've had several panels throughout here that I'm like, oh, this would be a good panel to kind of advertise the comic with. Give you an idea of what's inside. A feeling for the comic. So we're going to do a soft round and give it a reflective shadow. Shadow! I can't cue those little like meme things, meme sounds, but I can make them with myself, my own tongue, my own mouth. Okay, so I don't know why I got tongue on the mind. Okay, let's give it some actual, let's make it look purposeful. Oh, okay. So I like that curve better. Let's kind of bring that reflective shadow. Oh yeah, bring that reflective shadow around so it makes it look even massier. Is that a word? More mass? Give it more mass. Wondering what to do about this, because I think I was like, let's come back and maybe we should do this where we kind of just, it only has a reflective shadow. Shadow! Let's do a gradual shadow here. Maybe it kind of comes to a point. The shadow hardens. We'll say that. I guess my computer is thinking pretty hard because I'm getting moments where like it just reverts or automatically jumps to automatic hard, like 100% pressure. More pressure! What's that? More passion! More passion! More passion! More passion! Alright, so now I think I'll do a little bit more of this. Feels like we want to give that more mass. Kind of reminds me of like an elephant leg. It's got some elephant vibes now. Which, I don't know, that probably helps with the subconscious subliminal messaging. That's the word I was trying to think of. Okay, so now we go with the, let's go with like bright blue light. This is going to be interesting because I'm trying to go with like a, almost like a colored light. So I think that's going to be really interesting. And let's go with like high curvature. Oh, see, that did it. It's like, oh, don't stress me out, man. I'm thinking so hard already. Can't do this anymore. No more math, please. Okay, so let's do like larger light here. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to come in and do very tiny. We're going to make sure everyone knows exactly where we're going with this light. Kind of make it larger in certain spots. You know, the airbrush tool, I'm figuring out, like, the airbrush tool definitely requires you to do a very fine point at some parts. At some point. No pun intended. A very fine point at some point. And it's that fine tip point that really cuts away at the generic, like, artificial feel of it. Okay. Kind of feel like we should stretch it out slightly. Wow. Yeah, these pants look painted on. Okay, let's come in with the reflective shadow and get that shadow on the back super bright in some spots. I'll go ahead and hide the edges of the, like, did it again. Stressed out, man. Don't do this to me now. Okay, so we're gonna hide the edges so we can see exactly what it's gonna look like. And it really did not like that. I'm gonna make sure I'm saving because my computer feels like it's freaking out here. Hide the edges, there we go. So this is what it looks like. And now I wanna go up and I want to turn it up to 11. So what we do is we're gonna go with a little bit darker. Let's go with a small, a small little chalk brush. And yeah, it is about time for me to have to go. It's about 5:20 here, 5:30. Am I still selecting only? Yeah, okay. I hid the edges so I didn't know. So I should probably do like a multiply layer. That might be better. Whoops. See, this is that Sounds of Summer song that I'm really just, it's way too happy. God damn. Oh, sorry, shouldn't have cussed. Yeah, this song just drives me insane. Like, it's like in the land of butterflies and sunflowers and oh my god, it's just too. Oh, I feel like I need to listen to like a heavy metal song now. You can definitely do too happy. Too many smiles. It's like when your face hurts from smiling for 4 or 5 hours. I hate that feeling where it's like your cheeks are just like, oh, please let me relax. Can't do it any longer. Okay, so that's a little too strong down there. I never thought I would be saying that, but that's too harsh. Okay, let's kind of blend it in with this tool right here. I think maybe stick figure is a little too positive for me right now. It's kind of weird to say, but I cannot listen to stick figure right now. What are we going to listen to? We're almost done. Hold a Vibe? No, that's what we did just listen to that. Let's go into beats I can work with. Go Steady. Hot Right Now. A little bit of action. Okay. So I'm thinking I'll go to the white. Let's get onto I'm just going to do this on the twinkle layer. No, it's because it's there, energy line layer. See how that just kind of looks really cool now? Electric light. And I probably spent way too much time on these pants, but I wanted them to look like super tight. Like, you're never getting these pants off. Okay, so let's deselect. And we'll go ahead and fix these lines. Should probably fix that line right there. Okay, I think I fixed the ink. Let's go with the color now. We're going to fix the colors. This part's kind of boring to watch. Boring but essential. This line right here, I don't know what I did there, but that's a little strange. Don't usually do something like that. Okay, we got to do the lips at some point, but we'll do those later. How about that for painted on pants? Yeah. Those are going to rip any minute now. Okay, so the last thing I think would maybe be add some highlights to her skin. Let's go with like a little more yellow. And we're gonna have to kind of figure out where the hide those edges. Hide them, I say. Where are the highlights gonna be? Because I kind of think they're, I don't know if they would be like right here along the top curve, or if they go like straight down. Let's see if that's where they are. That kind of looks weird. I should probably do this on, let's try it on the energy lines so we can mess up. And I'm going into this knowing I'm gonna mess up. Okay, so there's some like highlights. We'll go with the highlight right here too. We're gonna make this look very puffy. She's the Stay Puffed Marshmallow. She's like, this is not funny. Sort of blend that a little bit better. Alright, so let's do actual highlights now. And then I'm going to clean it up by erasing stuff. Sort of blend it back into the skin a little bit. Like a reductive kind of technique. Let's use smoke so we have a little bit of texture. I like this song because it's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're doing it. This looks amazing. Positive reinforcement. Okay. So now we can come in with the multiply layer and we'll add a touch of pink. And that's going to help give us, let's do smoke. Throw the smoke. I'm gonna throw some smoky red. Gonna help kind of transition from shadow to light. Looks like there's a stray line there. Kind of need to erase that. Call pet control. There's a stray on the loose. There's gonna be quite a bit of cleaning up to do. You mean we do have to do cleanup afterwards? What is that? That's from The Man Who Knew Too Little. You mean there is cleanup after? Yes, always clean up after. Boris's Old Spice is lingering. Oh, that movie. Hey, Snatcha, can you pass over a little bit of a toot's worth of... Yeah, maybe he's poisoned. Okay. Watch The Man Who Knew Too Little if you've never seen it. Bill Murray does so good in that movie. It's a classic, one of Bill Murray's best like modern movies. Say modern. It was probably made in like 2000. Okay, let's see if I can erase just a touch. I'm wondering if I should do any kind of like... I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's do... You do like a orangey, fleshy color. Draw like a little bit of a... Needs to be a harder edge. Not sure that sure fits her anymore. Definitely puffy. Okay. There we go. Let's see. We did some backgrounds. We did some shading on figures. We gotta do some hair. And then she'll be done. And this will be a fun background to draw. I'm excited about that one. But yeah, there we go. This has been a fun live stream. I hope you had a good time. This is the matching spell, part 2, from Tales from the Crypt Keeper 18, and it'll be out Sunday. You can pre-order it now, or just wait until it comes out Sunday. But either way, you will get the whole comic. And until then, I'm okay, and I will see you next time.